Here on today's headlines, the Prime Minister has signed confidence and supply deals with ACT and United Future. Peter Dunn will be reappointed as Minister of Revenue and Associate Minister of Health, and he picks up Associate Minister of Conservation. John Banks was assigned the Small Business and Regulatory Reform portfolios and becomes Associate Minister for Education and Commerce. Only one Families Commissioner will remain under United Future's deal with National. The money from the 3 disestablished roles will be spent on other commission work, including relationship education in secondary schools. The Pike River Royal Commission of Inquiry has reconvened after a 1-week break. Phase 3 continues to examine what happened at the mine and why, with this 2-week session focusing on the role that Pike River Coal Limited's Board of Directors played in relation to health and safety, as well as the health and safety systems themselves and safety culture at the mine. The mine's former training coordinator, Adrian Couchman, was the first witness to be called, and he spoke of how the Health and Safety Department was under-resourced and of the poor attendance at underground safety refresher courses. Police say changes in technology and the law led to Friday's cold case arrest. A 70-year-old Rotorua man has been charged with killing Rodney Tahu at a Turangi service station 32 years ago. A spokesman says the recent law change allowing evidence from deceased people to be admitted in court will be especially helpful, as there are several witnesses who have since passed away. The government is choosing to withhold all advice and documents it possesses about its 2009 decision to redeploy SAS troops to Afghanistan and the unit's work with the Afghan Crisis Response Unit. Outgoing Defence Minister Wayne Mapp says to release the classified information would likely prejudice the security or defence of this country, as well as the government's international relations. A seafood company says they had no choice but to close their Kayo oyster processing plant. Sanford has told their staff that the virus responsible will continue to threaten harvest size for the next 2 years. A spokesman says closing the plant wasn't an easy decision, and they intend to help their staff find other work. The decision affects 15 permanent staff and 51 seasonal workers. Overseas, Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin's ruling party has suffered a surprise drop in support. Russians voted on Sunday in parliamentary elections, which are seen as a test of Putin's popularity ahead of his planned return to the Kremlin as president. Early ballot counting shows his United Russia party will end up with less than half the votes. Syria faces new sanctions after ignoring an Arab League deadline to allow observers into the country. That deadline was part of a plan to end Syria's military crackdown on protests, which the United Nations says has killed at least 4,000 people. Police have charged 31 protesters at an anti-Wall Street encampment in Washington near the White House. Activists had illegally erected a wooden shelter at McPherson Square, then refused to leave it, prompting a 9-hour standoff with police officers. Well, those are the headlines from the RBG News Centre. Hey, Konera.